Well, up. Home sales up. Not a lot, just under 3%, but it was the first gain we've seen in existing home sales in half a year. News that delighted traders who were surprised, but not my next guest, who was not. Because Alex Tabarrok has been talking about the fact that housing is a lot stronger than you think. He's a professor of economics over at George Mason University and research director for the Independent Institute. So he's wicked smart. All right, Alex, what do you make of this?
Well, it was a good sign. As you said, it was a small increase, but it does suggest that as prices are falling, demand is coming back.
Okay, and just in the middle of this potential demand coming back, we have a number of politicians planning on throwing a lot of money at making sure it does. What do you think of that?
Well, I am less pessimistic than other people, which is, I suppose, a way of saying that I'm more optimistic about the markets. I don't think that I don't think we're ready for a massive government buy-up of mortgages. That might be a possibility in the future if things get really bad, but I don't think it's necessary to go there yet.
All right, you don't think it's necessary. Why? Because you see the market already correcting, getting better?
Well, I think we have some further declines in the prices of houses to go, but the main thing is if the market is reassured, that is, if the financial markets are reassured that the prices in the housing markets will bottom out and will stabilize, then credit conditions can return to normal, and housing prices, in fact, will stabilize. The real danger now is that if the financial markets think that housing prices have got a long, long way to go down, then credit conditions are absolutely going to continue to tighten, and we're in for a very tough time. But the Fed, I think, has reacted very responsibly in putting more liquidity into the market, and I think some of that fear is beginning to ebb, but we can still be surprised.
You know what scares me? You obviously praised the Federal Reserve for being part of this rescue efforts to shore up and support the banking system and to provide liquidity where it's needed in the housing-related industry. But it does spur some copycat proposals, right, to help now the mortgage customers themselves and on and on and on. Now, wouldn't the market then, sensing that more federal help is on the way, just continue to careen until the help arrives?
There's a certain moral hazard problem. You know, when you subsidize folly, you get a lot of fools. But the shareholders of Bear Stearns have done a little bit better today, but they've still taken a massive hit. I think many of the other firms on Wall Street which engaged in very highly leveraged practice are taking big hits. So I don't think that the Fed has acted irresponsibly in propping up firms. It's been more if you want to call it a bailout, it's a bailout of markets, not of firms.
All right. Alex Tabarrok, thank you very much.